Super Meat Boy is the product of a successful independent project by two guys on Newgrounds. This independent project was called Meat Boy and had you playing as a square of meat, trying to save his girlfriend made of bandages from an evil fetus with a medical degree. Being a retro-themed game like every other indie game out these days, Meat Boy attracted great popularity due to its above-average difficulty and 16-bit graphics. It was a good game with solid gameplay, and better yet, it was simple and easy to pick up. All you could do was run and jump, that was enough. Now we have Super Meat Boy, a combination of tacked-on lazy retro tropes and hand-drawn everything that destroys older computers. I'm not saying it's a bad game, just that a few things stop it from being a great game. The gameplay is 75% identical with an added speed control that does little to improve the game, instead creating more confusion than necessary as it drastically changes the amount of control you have over Meat Boy when pressed. During my playthrough I held that full speed button almost the entire time. The levels are mostly designed well, but several issues frequently appeared. Most of my deaths were attributed to Meat Boy barely touching a wall or corner that completely ruined what I was trying to do. A large number of these walls seemed to be deliberately placed. This isn't difficulty, it's just cheap and lazy. If you want to make your level difficult, add challenges and variety to keep the player on their toes. Don't just make an already difficult jump extremely irritating by putting blocks just close enough to be in my way. If I die in a game, I want to feel like it's my mistake that I learn from and fix on the next run, not that I can't progress because of badly placed blocks. Another issue that I noticed was the repetition in each level. I figure out the pattern on a difficult section and then the rest of the level is just the same pattern again, making it dead easy once I figure out the first pattern. Being a small piece of meat, it makes sense to have a small character navigating each level. What doesn't make sense is adding enemies that are just as small over a similarly coloured background. When this happens, you have trouble identifying what you look at and end up dying several times for no reason. Experienced players will know that I'm referring to the mutated meat boys that run after you in packs. Here's a tip for the developers. Don't make them the same colour, shape and size as the character I'm trying to get away with. As I mentioned before, this is a retro-themed game, so there are references to other games throughout. I understand this is an appealing genre for people wanting to relive their Super Nintendo days, but it's not appealing to make every new game feel like I'm replaying the same thing over and over again. I thought we had enough of that with monochrome shooters and their ugly red borders. I don't mind a pixely look, as long as the game doesn't feel like a clone of an older, better game. Super Meat Boy is a mostly fun game, hampered by a few minor issues that could have been easily fixed, with horrible gameplay on the PC version unless you own a PC game controller. If you generally suck at games, you won't have any fun with this and feel like you spent a bloated price for no reason.